So, hello everybody. How are y'all doing tonight? And I see that already. Nana's crochet ideas are here. So
Hey, Terry.
she says, "Hey Amby, thanks for letting us know." Yeah, we were 2 minutes late. That's not too bad. Um, so hey, this is AKA, and tonight we're only going to be me and AJ because Kaylin is having very very bad technical difficulties. She's been without internet for 11, I think she said. So hold on one second. Just 1 second. I'm trying to get. I had the thing on in YouTube and it was making noise, so I had to clear that up. And how are you doing, AJ?
I'm doing okay. It's been a busy week. Trying to hang in there. Lots of physical therapy, which is kicking my butt. And lots of cats fighting around here, which is also kicking my butt.
Yeah. Well, um, as you come in, anybody that comes in, let us know what's on your hook and what's in your cup. Right now, I have, and not within reach because I didn't think about it. It's like right out of my reach is my sweet tea from McDonald's. I love their tea. I could drink it all the time. I know some people don't feel that way. They think it's too sweet, but that's me. I'm from the South. So tonight is going to be I put that it's going to be about charity. Our second, it's the second in a series about charity, and this week we're talking about nursing homes. And if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my phone because that's where I put the nursing homes at. And after the live, I'll put my email address in the description, and you can email me if you would like to send me anything or send AJ. You can get her information from me, and you can send us anything for the nursing home. And the first, let me get to it because I've got it on my phone. Okay, I have like three, maybe, because two places didn't call me back. Nana's crochet ideas. That is Terry. She has a washcloth and a Red Bull. Oh gosh, more power to you. I hate Red Bull. Um, so the first place that I have, it's just a. These are all just local places to me, but it's Ainsley Park Health and Rehabilitation. So they not only have people that are like long term people that live there, but people that go there to stay just for rehabilitation. And that place and one other place is like that, but the other place didn't get back to me. So they said they could use socks, and I thought it was kind of weird wanting crocheted socks, but maybe they just didn't know the difference between crocheted socks and um, knitted socks. Because usually people want crocheted, want knitted socks. So, but socks, any socks, I guess, crocheted or knitted. And I'm sure they would even take some that aren't crocheted or knitted. Just any that you, if you just wanted to buy some and send.
I'm sure they would prefer the bought ones actually, but
Oh, okay.
most most places like to have like all cotton bought ones, or again maybe they were thinking knitted.
Okay.
But
I don't really know a lot about it. So, and Kathy, I can't remember how to pronounce your name. How
Longia.
was it? Belongia. Um, Hi, Amby and AJ. Sparkling water in cup and shawl on my hook. Okay, cool.
Awesome. And a
And
gorgeous shawl it is.
oh yes, Okay, and the next one was insignia of the place that I live, assisted living and memory care. And they said they would take anything, but when I asked what they specifically needed, they said washcloth. So if that's something that you want to do, but they would take anything, not just washcloth. And then the other one was Benton House of my town, and they said no blankets because they had just had a donation of blankets, and I just was asking them some stuff that they might like, and they said anything really, but I asked them about stuffed animals slash amigurumi. For some reason at the moment I couldn't think amigurumi. That word just wouldn't come to me. So I just said stuffed animals, and they said they might like that. So maybe those, but they said anything really, just anything except blankets. So I'm assuming for the insignia place and for Benton House, you could do blankets or no blankets for Benton House. You could do socks or washcloths or amigurumi or shawls or pads for them to sit on in a wheelchair or just sit on anywhere. Um, so yeah, and I will. Well, I'd have to bring it up. It might take a few minutes. I might just do it on my phone and show you if that'll work. I'll turn down the the light on my phone and then show you instead of trying to share my screen. I don't know if that'll be the best idea, but I did do some find some patterns on Pinterest, and I think I saved 16 of them. Um, some of these are wheelchairs. I mean, are blankets. But one that I did, and there was a place that was a memory care place that I have. So this one would be good for it, and it's the what is it called? I can't think right now. Oh, it's the for sensory people. I For some reason I can't think of it, but it's like different things that people that have sensory problems and or they need to like fidget and things. This is something you can make and they can mess around with it. Oh, I didn't turn it. I turned it back up a little. See how they put like a what's that the notification? Put like stuff on it. It's like a muff or whatever that they can put their hands inside, but then they can like mess with it. They can like have one hand in and then be messing with it or something.
Those are good for people with Alzheimer's, I know.
Yeah, people with Alzheimer's, and they're also good for kids.
Yes.
Um, this was another thing. This is fiddle mat, and um, let me get. These are just all different kinds, and this is by the Annie's catalog, and it's $4.99 for. But you get patterns for a lot of different ones. Like, oh, I need to turn my screen down again. One more. Come on. So right there, and then you have. Let me try to get it right there. You have that one, And then you have that one again, and that one, and then that one with a lot of stuff on it. And then that is another one of those little muff things. And then another muff. And then that's just all of them and all the stuff you can put on them. And you get all of this in the pattern for $4.99. So I thought that was a good thing to do, and it would dual purpose. You could do it for like there may be an all autistic adult there as well. It's good for autistic. Um, I've heard that before. So that, and then just any blanket for the one place. I can't think of what it's called at the moment. I have to look back, but to just do them in the smaller what do you call it? The smaller measurements to where it fits for like somebody in a wheelchair. And then another thing that there is this. Let me show you. It's a pocket scarf, but they can use them while they're sitting in a wheelchair, having different stuff they need to put in a pocket because they may not have anywhere else to put stuff. Or you can do if they have a wheelchair. Let me find it. Not a wheelchair, a walker. Well, here's a pair of slippers. I keep forgetting. I turn my thing back up so I can see. It's still too low. I mean too high. Some slippers. And oh, this was something cool that I thought was neat. It's a crochet mason jar cover pattern, and but it says that, but then it says cup topper or cup cozy drink protector. I thought that was kind of cool for like that someone. This would maybe be more for the just the retirees or the ones that are not as bad off that go to the dining room and they can maybe cover their drinks while they're in the dining room in a communal space or something, or they could just use it in their room or whatever. I just thought it was cool. I'd like one just for me. Um, let's see. I'm trying to find. Oh, this is a shawl that it says is done in the right size for someone that is wheelchair bound or bed bound, so as not to be too cumbersome or too small. Is that too low?
No, it's just hard to see because it's pretty with all the black background on it.
Yeah, I can turn. Let's see if this will work a little. Yeah, that works a little better. See, it's just a small one, but it's not too small. But you could also make other sizes, and let's see, and Kathy Belongia, Gia Belongia, whatever, however you say it. She said grips on the bottom of socks for nursing homes was a regulation where you work, where she used to work. So that's cool. I
Well, I
didn't know
know
that.
that they are like for all hospitals, so I would think for most nursing homes they would be as well.
Well, that's cool. You can I know there's like some kind of glue that's made that's good for that, but I didn't. I'd have to look it up. glue to use to do that. I've heard of people doing that make socks. I've heard it on like podcasts and stuff, but I've never used it. And then this is something else that would be, and this is the last one I'm going to share. It's the little thing for if you have a
You're just not leaving anything for me, are you, woman?
a walker. I'm sorry. I just had them and I thought to do it. Okay, those are the ones that I had to show. I'm sorry.
It's
AJ's probably
okay.
going to show the same ones,
You
but
don't have to apologize. I was teasing you.
uh, yeah, I was just trying to go fast and because she has an appointment in the morning, so
Yeah, we're making it short tonight, but we don't have to.
yeah,
We don't have to run through like
yeah. And
full
plus, I've
speed
been at
ahead.
school all day. Well, not all day, but it feels like all day.
Now, here from where I'm at in South Bend, Indiana, I found a total of 17 nursing homes just in my immediate area. And then if I start going out to like our neighboring city that a lot of people consider, when I grew up, it felt like we were like the same city um, most of the time because you're either in South Bend or you're in Mishawaka, um, unless you go the other direction. But most people here, when they do their shopping, the mall is in Mishawaka, and then you'll find yourself in South Bend to do something else because we're just really close. There's one spot where there's another city here. It's called Granger. When I went to school, the school that I went to for massage therapy was on a lot with an address that was for South Bend. Utilities came from Mishawaka, and then something else came from Granger. So it was like three different cities, like boom. It's like kind of like standing on the spot in a state and you're in the place like of three other states right there. Anyway, I didn't get into looking for all of them around there and other small cities and stuff on the other side of us because if I did, I would have been looking at 20 to probably 30 nursing homes, if not more. Um, I only talked to somebody from one though, because again, people aren't answering their messages right now. They're low staffed, they don't have time, and I'm sure when they heard that we were trying to find something out for a live, or whatever, they were kind of like, well, this isn't that important. Not to them, but to us it is.
Yeah.
Um, before I go into the list that she gave me, which most of them were already said anyway, I want to say that if you would like to make something for a nursing home or something, and for whatever reason you don't want to do it for one around you, then feel free to send it to us. But if you have something
Oh
around
yeah.
you, then please make it for there. Um,
Yes, local is
Give
always
back
best,
to your community.
and it
Um,
would save you from having to pay for shipping to
right,
send it to us.
especially on bigger items. I asked for the last time if you wanted to make toys, animal toys, because I have a specific organization I've been working with. But here we don't really, except for there is the place that I heard back from, or that I got through right away. Actually, I will be making stuff to donate to because my mom was just in there for rehab. And its name is Healthwin, and it's a rehab center. It's a rehab, well, rehab is rehabilitation. It's got like a nursing home facility in it. There's also end of life. Um, and I believe there's some independent living in there as well. It's a pretty big area and it's gorgeous. It's off of a lake and they have a gazebo and they do a lot of outdoor activities. So, with that in mind, one of the first things that she was trying to ask me for, but she said, "Oh, well, you probably don't knit or crochet those." And I asked her at the end if they could use like an organizer for the walker and that. She was like, "Yes, that's what I was going to ask you, but I didn't think that you guys would make those." So, she was like, those would be fantastic because their people are always going from one place to another. They have crafts and then they have their physical therapy and they have different things. So they always need something to keep things in that will be handy for like on a walker or on a wheelchair or something like that. Um, she said shawls are always needed. She said handbags. But then when I said organizer, she said, well, I was actually thinking of an organizer when I said handbags. Actually, regular, like I would think twin size blankets for the size of the beds that they have. Um, that they do have a crochet group, so they do take yarn and hooks as well. Now, she also said since they have the outside area, they do a lot of outside activities. So, therefore, shawls and blankets are always a good idea because if they're out there towards the evening, even if it's been a warm day, they tend to get chilly and they like to wrap them up in something. So, something like that wouldn't be something that they would probably actually give the tenants to keep personalized, but they would keep like a stack of them so that they could hand them out to them if they get cold while they're outside. Um, and then I'm sure they would take them and run them through the wash. I know they have a very strict policy when it comes to their laundry. I've learned quite a bit about them since my mom was in there. So those are the main things that she gave me, but she said basically anything you can think of. I didn't think to ask her about washcloths, but I'm sure almost anybody like that. When you think about an older person's skin, like I don't have one for myself and I need to make my own washcloth. It's on my list of like one of the very next things to make because I need one with texture in it. But I also want a nice soft one. And when you crochet them or knit them, they come out a lot softer. They're not as rough. When I say I want texture, I don't want it to be the rough stuff that you get on a regular washcloth that you can buy. And even if they're nice and soft when you first buy them, after you get to washing them, they tend to get pretty textured and rough. So, yeah, I want to make my own. And then when it needs replaced, I can just make another one. So, I'm sure that would work there. Just like when I get back to doing stuff for the other organization that I've talked about on my page that I put on hold for right now, for the younger children who are at end of life. They're like washcloths are great because, and I can attest to this, when you get so many IVs put in you all the time and you get blood work done all the time, you want a nice, soft, squishy washcloth to wash off with. So, and that's basically what I have. Now, I have another organizer I can show you.
Well, I just wanted to quickly mention I found a pattern that I had on my Pinterest, and it gives the size of it's like for a wheelchair, and the size of it is 32 inches wide by 58 inches long. And then this is it looks like it goes to the floor, but it's not pulled up completely. But what it does is it has a pocket on like the inside, and it lets them put their feet in. So I thought that was cool. And I was gonna show you this picture, but since she's got one, I'll show you right after, because hers doesn't look like it's on the actual thing. And for me, it was neat to see.
Okay. This is an organizer that I have personally made, and it was very easy. Um, I made this, and I had a person in mind who was using a walker at the time and then stopped using it. And I just gave it to my friend who had a baby, and she uses it on the stroller, and she says it's perfect. So it looks like it has four pockets in it, but it really only has two. Um, that's just they striped the pockets, but it was very easy to do, and it would be very easy to make it wider, or if you wanted to make four smaller pockets instead of two larger ones. But it's by Moogly, as you can see.
Yeah, I love Moogly.
I wasn't. I knew it was okay to show the whole pattern because it's free from Yarn Inspirations. So, um, but like I said, it came out really easy, really nice. And I did use the buttons up here like it shows it because it just made it really easy to put the handles on and off. And when they need to put it on and off, whatever they're using, it makes it really easy, as I already said.
Cool.
You have to forgive me. I've been having a hard time thinking of words lately, but
That's
it works
fine.
up really quickly, really fast. I made it all cotton and it was really nice. If I would have had something to use it on, I would have kept it.
Cool. Do you have any other patterns to share?
Nope, that's the main one that I had. I mean, got a ton of washcloths and shawls and different things, but unfortunately, I'm sorry, I wasn't able to look up patterns. It was,
Okay, that's fine. I was just asking.
well, no, I'm just explaining. um,
Okay.
I have my sample project that is due, and I had to tear it back some, and so now I'm on a strict deadline, and everything
Okay.
else.
Well, going along with what she was showing, this helped me because I didn't know how you would attach it to a wheelchair. I knew that you could, but I didn't know how. But this is, I'll put it pretty close. That's how you do it to like the side, the
The arm.
handle, the thing. I like that.
Yeah. Now the organizer that I just showed, if you wanted to use it for a wheelchair, you'd have to make longer ends than what it calls for
Straps, longer
in the
straps.
pattern.
Yes,
Yeah.
so it would fit. But or here's another pretty one that they have that's more like, I don't know, upscale is the right word, but more fancy looking.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, maybe you could do it for like whoever you know that's in. Like if you know a specific person that's in there, this would be good. I think for like giving them for if I know at some of ours people can be checked out and taken to like dinner or a family event or something.
Yeah, that's how it is at Health One where my mom was.
So you could make them those and they could do it, they could put, they could use it more like a purse than just like a carry all kind of thing, you know.
Right. Well, that's also pretty. If I would get that book, I would probably make, well, I'd try and do half and half. So it'd be like kind of men's versus women because
Yeah,
when you get older, and a lot of, I can remember visiting and volunteering in nursing homes when I was younger, and the women, they love their pretty things just like we do.
yeah,
So that looks pretty and fancy, and it looks like
yeah,
something that they would just be thrilled to get, and they'd probably talk about it and show it off to everybody.
yep, yep,
And that's the whole reason why we want to do these series is we want everybody, if you make and you give back, to feel good, but we also want the people that we give it to feel good.
yep, totally.
Thank you, Kathy. I didn't even think about it. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, that is a good thing to mention. I'd never would have even thought about that. I mean, I thought those kind of socks would be nice, but I never thought, oh, you may have to have that or whatever.
Right. And I think maybe that's why when you told me socks that I was kind of like, huh, really? Because I'm just so used to whenever I go in, they automatically hand me, like anytime I go in for any kind of procedure or I get checked into the hospital or whatever, they automatically hand you your socks that have the grips on the bottom.
Yeah,
And if you don't have them on when you got to bed, you better put them on. So, unless it happens to be a place where they can wear their own shoes or, something.
okay. Alrighty.
Yeah, I know the only time I didn't have to have my socks with grips on them is when I was actually using my own slippers that had a really nice sole on the bottom of them.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
But that's when I was in the hospital for quite a while. And so I took some of my own personal items to wear.
Okay. Well, so that seems like it's pretty much we've covered everything.
Yeah.
So
And please remember, everybody, if you watch this in the replay, we want to continue on this series. If there is something you want to personally know about it, let us know. Because when we figure out what it is that we're doing, we're all like doing our own homework and calling the places and, getting
yeah,
ideas and everything to share with you. Because on a lot of them, we don't know either, just like you don't. So we're learning
yeah.
right along.
And if you know of like a big charity, like I know, but if you like, I guess like a chapter of a big charity, like I know Project Linus, we used to have a local chapter of that, but they no longer do that here. And there's different ones in different parts of the country. So like that's something we could highlight for if we're talking about we want to do one episode I know about children
Hmm.
and everything, and I know Project Linus and stuff like that. That's just one example. But if you have a local chapter of something that you know about, you could let us know, or you could just donate to them
Right. Or like Ronald McDonald House,
on a McDonald house. Yeah,
Wish Foundation,
well, yeah,
And if you want to hear about just a specific
anything type of
foundation,
thing.
yeah, let us
Yeah,
know.
we can look up and see if you have a. You can email me, and you can tell me like your state or like even your city, and I'll look it up, and I can either let you know privately or I can let you know on the live if they have a chapter in your area, in case you don't have the time to look it up.
Well, no, you can message me too. I'm going to be busy
Yeah,
the next week, but after that, I'll be back to my regular schedule. So,
and don't forget, we're gonna start not next week because we do this every 2 weeks. So the week after next, when it's Kaylin's turn to be on, we're gonna be in the morning at 10 a.m. And that's I don't remember the date. Um.
you
Oh.
kind of got cut out, so I don't know what all you said.
Okay, I'll say it again. Not next week because we do our podcast every other week. So the week after next, we will be on Kaylin's channel, but
It's the
it'll be
14th.
in the morning. It'll be 10 a.m. Eastern and Central, which is what Kaylin is, will be 9 o'clock, and that will be
It's the
let me
14th,
the
September
14th.
14th.
Okay, September 14th. Okay, so
Yeah, we're going to start, remember, going back and forth. So, like, the next one will be at 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern. And then after that, the next one, it'll go back to 8, and then it'll go 10, 8. So it will go back
yes,
and forth.
it'll and
Alternate. That's what I'm looking for.
that's just so that we can have some differences in times and maybe more convenient for more convenient for some of us, and so that we might can get different people watching, or it might be easier for the people that do watch to watch. So
And if you don't like the time change, I mean, don't be mean about it, but feel free in comments to say, I'm sorry that doesn't work for me. Hopefully you can watch the replay. If you don't
yeah,
like to watch replays, let us, know that too. The more we know, the better
yeah,
informed decision we can make after we're done trying this on if we want to stay at one time or if we want to keep going back and forth.
yeah.
So,
I just thought, especially for my channel, if I do it at a different time, which it's kind of looking like I'm going to be all night, but maybe I'll be in the morning, I think, once. Maybe I would get more people watching. I'm not sure, but maybe.
Right.
And
And
it's
I know
kind
Kaylin, she already has a morning live, so she has people in the morning
that
who are
watch
used to
morning.
seeing
Yeah.
her in the morning. So
So maybe morning would be good for her. Her regular people will be there.
where my regulars are at night. So
Yeah.
that's what we're just trying to work out and see what works best.
Yeah. So now I'll go into what's coming up on our channel. Nothing really too much on mine. I do, and I say this every time, but I just get further and further behind because of life. But I need to film some videos, and I might, since I'm all ready right now, I might go grab my stuff and do it tonight, maybe. Some.
Well, that'd be
And
a
what
good
do you
idea.
have coming up on your channel?
I don't have anything new coming up. I just have my normal stuff that I have going on right now. I have my reading of Anna Karenina, which may only be once this week again. I need to see if I can
Okay.
fit it in during the week. Like I said, not as behind as I was. I got caught up quickly to what I had taken out. So I have to send this shawl off on the 10th, but that's another series I have too. And I need to do another segment to show you where I'm at. I was about ready to tape one when I ended up having to frog back as far as I did. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to tape and show them less than what they saw last time. So yeah, I need to do another segment of that. And then I just have on Fridays, I have my Worker Whip Friday. And then we have, I think because we all go in there and chat, but I have my chat room that I have on my group page, my Facebook group, where we're having more people. It's really kind of cool because we've
Yeah.
had like 2 nights where we've had like 4 or 5 people in there, and it's been like
Yeah.
really nice. And I can only imagine if we could get more than that, and then maybe even end up having to go to Zoom, that would be so cool.
Yeah. That would be cool.
So, and we do a lot of helping each other out with, there's some nights when, for those of you who watch me and know that I had some bad news last week, it's still hard to talk about. It's hit me really hard. Um, but I had a couple really bad days and I couldn't talk about it. Everybody was like, we just want to talk about it. We have things that might be able to help you, or whatever. And I was just, I couldn't. I had to get through my grieving process. Whenever you get bad news about anything, everybody
Hmm.
grieves. You don't realize it, but y'all, your first response is usually anger, and then it will go into a grieving issue. Um, and I said, just let me grieve. Give me a couple days to grieve. And the first night I didn't open the room because I normally open my room almost every night now, but later at night. But if people want to come on earlier in the day, all you have to do is tell me. Again, I can't open it at a time that's good for everybody if I don't know. So
Well,
right now we've got, people who are up later and on the West Coast.
West Coast.
Um, and there's some of us on the East Coast. It's just we're up later.
Yeah.
A couple of us are pain patients. So, but anyway, it's growing and it's really, really cool to see it grow. Um, but what I was trying to say again, sorry, my brain is just not there tonight, is that we had a couple nights where we just sat there and we all crocheted and we didn't really talk. Somebody might speak up if they had an issue, or you'd hear somebody counting, like me and a couple others, and we just sat and crocheted and would look up every once in a while and say, okay, everybody's crocheting, and, get back to it. And it's just really cool because you just know that you're not alone. You can get up, go use the restroom, whatever, come back, And if you have a laptop like I do, or some will they'll mute it and turn the video off and go use the restroom or whatever, and then turn it back on, and come back, get something to drink, and we just sit there for literally hours sometimes, just crocheting.
Yep.
So, and just knowing that you have people around you who are doing the same thing and loving what they're doing, and usually don't have anybody else to share it with, has been really, really amazing.
That's my thing. I used to have my grandma, my nana,
Hmm.
and since she's passed, there's nobody. Nobody I can talk to about yarn. Nobody that I can say something. Nobody I can ask questions. I could ask her a question and she would, okay, do this or do that, or need to change a row or add a stitch or something. But I don't have anybody I can do that with. And nobody that understands. One thing that I think is so different about people that crochet and people that knit is the same with me and my grandmother. We, and I'm not trying to bash them, but um, local yarn stores. See, when I first got into crochet, into online yarn world, it was knitting. I saw knitting videos and everything. I didn't know that there were people online that just did crochet. And going into her room every night or every how often I'm able to lets me know that there's people that get it. That crocheting and how with local yarn stores stuff can be pretty expensive. And they're not, it seems like a lot of people that were in the knitting community were kind of pushing those more expensive yarns. And I like that with the people in the group, there's usually, if we're talking about yarn or something, oh yes, we love the nice yarns and the hand dyed and the hand spun and all that. Yes, don't get me wrong, we love that. But we're mostly people that use big box store yarns, and I like that. I like that we're just everyday people that know what it's like to not be able to go to a local yarn store and buy a $20 skein of yarn even every month or every 2 months or 3 months. You may can go and make one big purchase once a year, maybe, if you're lucky, but even that can not be economical, especially if you're someone like me who is plus size and you want to make a garment or something, or if you just want to make something bigger, like a bigger blanket or something. And I think that's something that the people in her group that come in there most of the time understand. And I don't know if that has anything to do with anything but to anybody else. But to me, that means something. To have somebody that understands why I don't use expensive yarn and is like that. They don't use it. And I mean, they do. They might have it and they might use it some, but that's not primarily what they use.
I
They
was
don't
going to
use,
say, honey, remember I'm making this, and that's what this
yeah, I
is.
know. I mean, but somebody sent that to you. You
Right.
didn't,
Right. To make it.
yeah, you
But I
didn't
will be
outright
getting
buy
yarn.
that. You,
Right.
every time you buy yarn, you're not buying that kind of yarn.
Right. Right.
Like some people I know have a whole yarn wall of it's
Hanks of
more
yarn.
higher end yarn, and I just don't, I can't understand that because I've never been the type to have the funds to do that. And probably even if I did have the funds, I wouldn't do that all the time because you can just get more yarn if you get cheaper yarn, you know.
Well, I think, especially watching the channels and stuff, there's a good mix that a lot of people who crochet, they have a mixture of both and not just
Yes,
type.
yes.
Um, I do know, some knitters who use nothing but high end yarn, but I do know some who also have a mixture. And I want, if you guys are watching this, if you are a knitter, you are welcome to come into the
Oh
chat.
yes. I'm not trying to say
So
bad things about knitters.
because I'm going to learn how to knit.
I'm sorry. I
I'm
wasn't
planning
trying
on
to
learning
say
how to
bad
knit
things
next
about
year,
people.
and we do have some people who are by Stitchable in there already. Um,
And go
so
ahead.
and I know Ambi's not trying to pin crochet against knitting or something, but I get what she's saying. As a person who's on a budget and I can't buy a lot of yarn, and yes, we talk about yarn and stuff. Like they were talking about one last night, and I was like, I wanted that so bad, but it was off the shelves and stuff, and I forgot. A friend of mine actually sent me one, and I went looking for it, and I found it. But we were talking about the Karen, the crystal cakes, and trying to help because there's somebody else in there who never got it, who really, really wants some. And it's so cool to see, then somebody else say, well, I got some, but I don't think I'm going to use them all. Maybe we can, do a swap or a trade or, whatever you want to do. And it's really nice because you have people there and you
Yes,
can do that with them. You know, I know people do that on online as well, and they find people or whatever, but to actually, make friends with people and be able to do swaps and trades and,
yes,
and be a part of each other's lives has been really, really well. I mean, I've met two people that I, consider, well, I consider everybody, all of you, I love all of you. I consider all of my subscribers, everybody, family. But there are two people who have been coming into the chats. We call each other sisters, and we know that we will be there for each other for anything. You know, so and we're actually going to start doing lives, like one live a month, and I'll be talking more about that later when it happens. But it's just really cool how we're connecting with everybody.
yeah.
Everybody is connecting, and I think it is so great. There's not one person who has come in there that I have not connected with yet, or that I don't feel that I've connected with somehow. We even
Yeah.
have a gentleman who comes in, and it's really nice sitting there and
Yeah.
crocheting with everybody.
So don't feel like if you're a man you can't do it, or if you're a child, if you're like 15, you can come in there.
Hmm.
That's okay.
I have a friend who her daughter was going to start coming in. She hasn't yet, but I'm sure she still might. And there was actually somebody else who got a hold of me, I think, who was like 18, who was thinking about it. And again, they haven't yet. When you're younger, you
Yeah.
have a life and you're busy,
Yeah.
so I'm
But
sure they will pop in and out here
we
and
take
there eventually.
anybody.
We
Anybody's
take
welcome.
anybody.
You know what I mean.
I know
Um,
what you mean.
Anybody is welcome to come in there. I know it's not my group, but I'm just
She
kind
is
of
an
saying.
admin, so it is kind of too.
Kind of. I don't know. But
It wasn't
I
a group
like
that
it.
I made to be my group. I only made it so we'd have a place to go and have these chats.
Yes.
Honestly, yeah, I put other stuff on there and tell people to post their stuff, but it's mainly for the chats, and I
And
remind them about our AKA nights and everything else. So
yeah.
alrighty.
And I'm Amby, Amber Sleeping, Amby, so that anybody watching will know that they might know, because usually when I go in the room, I have my hair up because it's late at night and I'm just trying to keep cool because it's been hot, very hot. I live in Georgia, obviously, so it's hot. So I put my hair open like a bun, so it's off my neck because it's gotten like very long. And last time after the live, after or AKA, some of them said that at first they didn't realize it was me on there, and I just thought it was so funny because I had my hair down in the last AKA. So it's me. Just letting y'all know. You know who you are. So
Yes, and we love to do a lot of teasing in there as well.
yes, we do. And
So, like I
so
said, we're like family. We tease each other, we joke.
yes,
And if you ever want to come in and you don't know how to find it, just send me an email. I will help you. I can give you a link to the group. You do have to join the group. I know Ambi had found out that you could like send the link to people. I don't know. I don't think that works with anybody who's on Facebook. I think you have to be a part of the group if you're in Facebook. But I have not tried it with anybody yet because I don't know
yeah.
if
I
it's
haven't tried it. I just had read that on Google. So
I haven't found anybody yet who I know that the Google chat works that way, but I don't know about the one in Facebook.
yeah,
So
it's just something I had read when I looked up
but we can always try to send
Facebook
you a
chat.
link on Instagram and see if it works.
Yeah, see if it works.
Considering that Facebook and Instagram are linked now.
Yeah,
So, and if you are shy, believe me, we have a couple ladies. I used to be shy a lot, believe it or not, for you, those of you who don't believe me, but I used to be really, really shy. Um, but we have a couple ladies who are really shy and really didn't talk at first, and now they talk a lot. So we help bring you out of your shell.
yes, they will. And I don't talk a lot sometimes, especially when there's the new people, because I'm just it takes me a while to get to know people and to get comfortable with people. But you can just sit there and listen, and that's perfectly fine. Nobody makes you feel like, oh, why aren't you talking? Nope, they are fine. And like she said a while ago, sometimes there's nobody talking and we're just crocheting. And and if you do another craft and you want to come in, you just want somewhere to go and hang out with people that like to craft or just hang out with people while you paint or while you do your journal or
Needlepoint
plan
or cross stitch or
a cross stitch or you make jewelry or something. You can come in there too.
I make my stitch markers while I'm sitting in there. Ask
Yeah,
for advice. Do you guys like this combination? Do you, you know,
yep. And we'll
and
ask. There's one person in here, we're all knowledgeable, but one person that I feel is just above and beyond with her knowledge and like being able to fix crochet. Just, she's amazing to me. If you don't know it, then she's gonna know it. And if you mess up on something, she's gonna have a way to help you fix it.
if she
So
doesn't know how to fix it, she will find somebody who
you
can
will
help you
find
fix
out.
it.
Yep, yep. So,
Yep.
but any of us will try to our best to help you.
Right. Because there
And
are a few of us who have been crocheting for
yeah,
a
who got
while.
to? I'm sorry, I'm not doing good. I need to just end this. Okay.
You're fine, Ambi, but it is true. She has a knowledge that some of us do not have, which is how to fix crochet. Um, but if you have issues such as how to read a pattern, I'm a tech editor. I can probably tell you
Yes.
more about a pattern than you ever want to know. Um, there's somebody in here who can help with anything. So,
Oh, hey, Lizzie Faye loves books. We're
hi,
probably
Lizzie
fixing
Faye.
to
It's good to see you.
get off. So
And if you just, well, I would say if you just want to come in and read, that would be kind of hard though
yeah, we might be
when
talking and
we're
stuff.
chatting. But
But
yeah, if anybody
I
wants
think
any
you do
information,
knit. She does knit. So if you ever want to come in there and knit or do anything else,
and since you're coming in at the end,
uh,
Ambi, I'm sure we'll fill you in on what we're talking about. But yeah, it's almost been
almost
an
an hour,
hour,
so
so
we can close her down, and we've pretty much said everything. So
Yep.
just
And I'm going to
remember
be
that
opening the room as soon as we close down for a couple hours, and I got to get to bed because I have to be up early in the
okay.
morning. So
Oh, cool. She said she started an Afghan the other day. Awesome. I'd
awesome.
love to see it. Um,
So I'll let you fill her in on that when you chat with her then.
so we're gonna go, and if you want to know more about everything, you can watch the replay, or you can message me on Facebook or Instagram, and my email will be in the description. And just happy crafting and God
Night, everybody.
bless. Night.